They're gonna make a big star out of me.
Whenever possible, use visual aids to help tell your story. When you decide to use text in your video, be sure that it makes sense and it adds to the overall experience of the video and doesn't take away from it. When you shoot video with your iPad, be sure that you keep it in landscape mode and not portrait. Most TVs are widescreen, and the landscape mode is going to make your video turn out better. That way there are no black bars on the sides of the video you shoot. One of the hardest things to learn how to do is how to pan the camera properly. To pan the camera means to shift the focus from one side to the other and to follow a subject as it moves across the frame. If you don't do this smoothly, you can actually make your audience sick, like this example. Now look what happens when you pan smoothly and you follow something as it moves across the frame. It doesn't jump around and it doesn't jerk from one side to the other, but it follows the subject smoothly. That way you can tell what's going on and you don't make your audience sick. The same thing happens whenever you want to zoom in on something. If you don't zoom and follow things carefully, you can jump around and make it very hard to tell what's going on in the scene. Here's what it looks like when you zoom in smoothly on something, and you'll notice that the scene doesn't jump around, and it's a lot easier to tell what I'm supposed to be shooting. If you're going to shoot a scene when you're walking, be careful to hold the camera steady. If you're not holding the camera steady, it can be very hard to see what's going on in the scene, like this example. Look at the difference of the scene before and this scene. When you hold the camera steady, you can still tell that I'm walking, but it's much easier to make out what's going on. When you shoot video, be sure that when you're shooting, that your subject stays in the frame. Don't cut off their heads and make sure you focus on what's going on. If you take the camera and you're not focusing on what's going on in the scene, it can confuse people and they may not know, in this instance, that two people are having a conversation. So be sure you center your subject and have them in the frame all the time. When you shoot video, you want to be sure that you speak loudly. That way everyone can hear you, because you want to make sure that they can understand. Sorry, but we're out of time. I have to go. Remember what I told you at the beginning of the video? Use visual aids to help tell your story. We'll make the scene about a man that's sad and lonely.